Machine Shop 2 students. This is my second attempt at doing a screencast. My first attempt failed, so I deleted it. So I'll try another one here. And we'll start with clicking on AutoCAD Fusion 360, either opening it from your desktop or from your applications folder. My plan is that we're going to draw up a little nameplate and then engrave it out. Today I'm going to focus on just drawing the nameplate. Tomorrow we'll focus on doing the CAM part of it, the actual machining part of it. Once we have our program up and running here, I'm going to go to the Save button up here, and we're going to name this project. I'm going to name it Nameplate, and we can just save it in the new project location. You can also create your own locations down here, but just by adding a project if you want to. Ours will just save here in the new project part, but you can also create your own locations and folders if you choose to do that. Oops, I'm just going to save here, and we're ready to go. So we're going to start with drawing things on the top view. Now you can see in this cube over here, we've got several different icons that we could pick. If I hit the Create Sketch menu, that should bring up our grid pattern. If you notice, when I click Home, our grid pattern is now in a three-dimensional format. Most everything that we're going to do with this one is going to be in the top view. So I'm going to click the top view, and it asks us to, the first thing you have to do when you hit Create Sketch is you have to pick a plane. And so this little square right here is actually our plane. So I'm going to select that. I clicked on it, and now I'm ready to draw. If you notice now, all this stuff up here change to different icons. We're going to start with drawing a rectangle. Now I could pick a rectangle from here. I could also grab it from here. We want to do a 2-point rectangle. And I'm just going to go to the origin here, 0, 0, and click on that and start drawing out a rectangle. Now if you notice, it puts the size in the arrows on the dimension lines for you. We can just type in the size that we want. So where it says 1.9 there on my screen, I want and I want you to do this too on yours. We want a 3-inch height on our rectangle, and I hit Tab to get down to the other one, and then we want a 6-inch length. So now we have a 3 by 6-inch rectangle. After I'm done with that, I'm going to hit Return, and our rectangle's now in space here. If I put 2 fingers on my mouse pad, I can scroll and move this thing all around to pan around the screen. I'm going to center it on the screen like so, and now we're ready to, so far we've created a 2-dimensional sketch. If I go to Home right here, you can see that our sketch shows up as a just a 2D flat part, just like it should. I'm going to go back to top here quick, and what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into a solid piece. So I'm going to click on solid right up here, and then I'm going to hit extrude. Now extrude, if you look on the information block that pops up here, it says it adds depth or to a sketch profile. So basically what we're doing is we're making a 2D part 3D with extrude. So I'm going to click on extrude, and then it asks for the distance that we want to extrude. Basically we want to make our rectangle 3 inches by 6 inches, and then we're going to put 0.5 or make it 1/2 inch thick. So I selected 1/2 inch right there, hit OK. Now let's go to our top view, or to our home view, 3-dimensional view, and you can see now we have a block. So our block extruded out. I'm going to go back to the top view again, and for some reason it goes to this view, but I'm going to, using these arrows here, I'm going to swing it back down to the regular top view that we had. Okay, we're going to go back to Sketch, and once again I got to select the plane. So I'm going to select this plane right here in the middle, and now my 2D stuff comes up again, and we're going to add some text to this. Okay, so I clicked on text, and you can see it gives us the big A out here, and doesn't really matter where you click on it out here on our object. I'm just going to click on there, and for the text I'm going to write my initials, And I'm going to change the height of the text to like 1 inch. I want you all to do this, by the way. The smaller that we make the text, the harder it is to cut it out. So if we can make it bigger, that makes it much easier. You can see that my text is facing the wrong direction. I can change that a couple of different ways. I can, swing this thing around with this point right here. I can also put the actual text angle in there. So the angles are at, if I put it at 90 degrees, let's see what it does there. That's not right. If I put it at 180, what does that do? Oh, that puts it right. So we'll put 180 in here, and that puts it in the right spot. I want to move it. I'm going to grab onto it, move it to center it on my block here. And I'm going to hit OK. And now I have some text there. I'm going to put a little bit more text in that too. I'm going to do this again and specify my text position. I'm just going to go down here, and we'll put in the year I graduated. Of course, you can put in the year you're going to graduate, not mine. And once again, I'm going to do a 1 inch height on that. You can see once again the text comes in upside down. I'm going to change the angle on 180 degrees to put it in the right position, and then I'm going to move it to center it underneath the MCM that's here. I'm going to hit OK. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to recess this. So once again, I'm going to go to solid, and this time we're going to go to the press pull function. The press pull function works similarly to the extrude function. We're going to press this. So if you can imagine, pressing your hand into, wet concrete or wet sand, that's literally what we're going to do with the numbers that we have up there. So I'm going to select that icon, and it's going to ask me what I want to press. And I'm going to just start with selecting MCM here. And we're not going to put it too deep. It asks for the depth. And we're going to go with like maybe 20,000ths of an inch. Now remember, we're going to be moving the opposite direction that we did when we pulled or when we extruded it. So instead of going positive, we're actually going to go negative. So I'm going to type in a negative 0.02 because that would be 20,000ths of an inch. And now I should be able to press that. Okay. Now I clicked on this one on the bottom here, so that's the one that got pressed. And well, let's go take a look at that and see, did it actually press it? Yes, you can see it pushed it into the part here. I'm finding out that we may have to do the other one separately. So I'm going to go back to create sketch, select the plane, select this plane, and then we're going to go back to text, specify the position, and then once again I'm going to type in m.c.m, and we'll put a height of 1 inch on it, and I'm going to flip that 180 degrees again, move it over to center it. Looks good. And then now we're going to go back to solid. I'm going to press it. Click on what I'm going to press. This is it right here. I'm going to press that negative 0.02 just like the other one. Hit OK. And let's take a look, see what we did. Hey, looks like we got it done. So this is what I'm looking for from you today. Obviously, I don't want you to put my initials in there and my year of graduation. I want you to put your initials and your year of graduation. Play with the software a little bit. We'll see how we do. I would appreciate some feedback from you also. If you can shoot me an email and tell me what you think, if this is going to work or not. This stuff is relatively simple, so if you do goof up, you can just start over and rather than trying to mess around with the program and figure out one little feature of it. After you're done, hit save. Version saved, user saved, yes, okay. Looks good, and we're all done. I'm gonna close this up here. We'll quit when the file's uploading. So I'm going to stop here, and I'm pretty sure all of you can figure out the rest of this, and we'll tune in again tomorrow.